Hey guys, in this week's video, I'm going to recreate the soundtrack from TENET. It's the song called FREEPORT. The original sounds a little bit like this. Okay, and what I've recreated sounds like this. So, pretty freaking awesome stuff, and it was all done with the synthesizer Serum. Now, as most of you will know, I've recently released my Serum Bootcamp, link below this video, where I'm going to teach you exactly how to recreate any sound you hear using Serum. And a lot of people say to me, but is this just for EDM tracks? I'm like, no, it's not. This is for anything. Like, you could recreate a fart noise using Serum if you wanted to. And I heard this soundtrack and I was like, I bet you could recreate that sound so well using Serum, which is exactly what I did. Now, I want to show you exactly how to do this. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to get a brand new lane like this. And I'm going to just delete all my kind of stuff here, and I'm going to go and get a brand new Serum. I'm just going to go and get a synth and put it on there, and I'm just going to disable this track with the sound I already made. Right, let me move this up, and I'm also going to bring this MIDI clip down. Now, the first thing I wanted to do when I was making this is make sure it's in the right speed and the right key. So the way I did this was I just went and Googled the song, which was called FREEPORT, BPM and key, and it came up here, 120 G sharp major. Awesome. Came back to this, just put one single note on G sharp. So we just knew we were in the right speed and we were in the right key. Awesome. Now we came back, put Serum on there. I thought I just did that a second ago, but clearly I didn't. And we've just got a sound that currently sounds like this. Yikes. First thing I wanted to do is get that rhythm. Okay, so to do this, we just got to get an LFO, and we've got to get this modulating a filter over here. So it now makes this kind of sound. But we want to get that up to the right speed. Already takes place. This is what I love about sound design. It's like, once you know the main thing you're looking for, you can get to the kind of basic sound that you want quickly, and then you just build on it from there. So here we go, we got this sound. But the thing is, if you listen to the song, which is basically them just kind of like moving this up and down. So it goes from this, like just up and down like that. Now, don't worry about getting this perfect, but what I quite like the idea of doing was just literally recording this straight in, so I can just record it as and when I feel like it. So all you got to do is hit these two buttons up here on Ableton, click record, and now we're good to go. We can just start recording this in. So here we go. There we go, and now that's just recorded in. You can see the automation's already in there like that, and so that will just randomly speed and slow that sound up as and when we want to moving forward. Perfect, cool. Now let's work more on the actual sound design here. So first things first, we've got oscillator A sawtooth is what you need, so that's all good, and I'll get oscillator B on, and we also want this modulated by this filter over here. If anything I'm talking about in this video seems confusing, Serum Bootcamp link below. We want to get a few voices on this first one. Not too many though, like 4 will probably do. Cool, something like that, and you can have just this oscillator on 1, so we've got that kind of consistent, steady sound in the middle. Nice. Now we want to get a little bit of sub in there as well. Bring it down 1. And we want that modulated by this filter as well. So you come over to S over here, and it modulates the sub with the filter. Turn it down a little bit, okay? Now, in terms of the effects, all you really need at this point is reverb is going to be one of the main ones. Nice, and we're going to get a bit of distortion, just slight distortion in there as well. Now, whenever you're working with distortion in Serum, I always think it's quite good to bring the filter cutoff all the way up so we can actually hear what the heck we're doing. probably, let's go to soft clip. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so we're just gonna come back, turn the cutoff back down. Okay, and the other thing which we're gonna add as well is a delay, okay? Now the delay, you want to be even quicker. So remember we're on 16, we're going to move this up to 32, okay? Like this. Now, the thing with these kind of tracks is they're just constantly changing over time. It's like, it's like everything sounds like it's changing. So we're going to have everything change with the turn of one knob here, okay? This is when things start to get really freaking fun and really freaking cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start modulating a few different things. First thing, we want this cutoff modulated. So we can go from here. And let me just turn off, let me just bring all these effects all the way down for now, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to go to oscillator and we're just going to have this turn up. Like that, okay? So I'm going to get this mod wheel here and I'm going to bring this up to this cutoff and I'm going to choose, I only ever really want it to go to about that distance. So as I turn this up, and maybe even bring it down a little bit more, okay? So that's the first thing we've got going on. We're going to detune this a little bit as we want this to kind of get wider so we can do this kind of thing. Just bring it out, okay? It's subtle, but what we're going to do is have this come up to detune and we're going to have that just move out. So from about here outwards, so it just widens it. Now, that is now going to be doing two things at once. It's going to affect the cutoff and the width of the detune. So awesome, it already sounds like the actual sound. I'm amazed by this. Now, the next thing we want to do is have it modulate the reverb. So we want the reverb from about there, so I'm going to have this change the mix, and I'm going to have it come up to about this point. So as we turn this up, it's going to be doing three things. Probably doesn't need to go that high actually, you could probably just come to about here and turn the size down a bit. How cool is this? Right, now we're going to go to oscillate. Now the other thing which we're going to do is what you'll hear in the soundtrack is it sounds like the sound is pitching up a bit and then pitching down. So we're going to have this also affect this fin, which I think just stands for fine. It's like fine tuning. But of course, this is like multi-directional here. So we want to go to matrix here and make sure these are just unidirectional like this. And now we want to, yeah, okay, cool. So we've got that effect in both those. So as we turn this up, it will finally tune the sound up and down. See how that pitched up? Get in there. Right, the next thing we want to do as well is have the sub turn up a little bit as well. It just gives it a bit more boominess, a bit more bass. Awesome, we're almost there. I mean, that's good to go as far as I'm concerned, but we're also going to have it change the mix so it adds a little bit of distortion in, probably about this much, and we're going to also have it add a bit of this 32 let's put ping pong on. Now it's adding too much there, so what we need to do is bring the feedback down and bring this down quite significantly to about here, okay? Bring that down a little bit more. You don't need a huge amount of that. And that's pretty much it, guys. How freaking cool is that? And that's the kind of thing he does quite a lot. It's like, move it up and down quickly. It's like this. See, it's exactly like that. So what you can do now is, which is what I did on the last track as well, is just record that in, just with this one knob. Now we're just going to record this in. So hit record, and here we go. So there you go, and there, we've now got this sound just hands-free. How freaking cool is that? I mean, that's just freaking awesome, isn't it? And that's it, guys, that's it. But I do want to show you one other thing, which I was playing around with. This is our original sound. I think I actually kind of prefer the one we just remade. And I thought to myself, what if we actually just did a bit of a dead mousey thing here and just put a kick drum on it and a clap and just see where we went from there, which is what I was playing around with. And maybe I'll make this into like a part B of the video, but just show you how freaking cool this is, okay? So I'm just gonna put a sidechain on it, on this sound we just made. This is gonna create a pump, right? So it's like, as the kick drum hits, the volume dips and it comes back up, so it sounds a bit like this. You see it, you feel it pumping? Then when you add a kick to that, that's when the magic starts to really happen. Add a clap in as well. And I added a bit of a shuffle as well, which I thought sounded pretty cool. There's something about the randomness of it, along with the really like steady kick drum, which I just think sounds freaking cool as hell. And then I thought to myself, how cool would it be if we just had layered another sound over it that kind of had that triplet effect going dip, 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 dip over the top of it, right? So I just created this sound really quickly and easily on Serum, which basically was going to a dotted note, a dotted eighth note that sounded a bit like this. Something cool about it. But anyway, there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Really cool, really freaking awesome. Serum is awesome. If you want to learn more about it, Serum Bootcamp. And hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more like this, click that button there. Ciao.